Estonian University of Life Sciences is located in the center of Estonia, in Tartu. The city is defined by its students. Green and circular economy are the center of the activities, studies and research of the university, with the mission to be an internationally recognized university in the field of bioeconomy. The task and focus is on the relationship between human activities and nature. The university as an institution was established in 1848 as a veterinary college. Veterinary research and studies are still one of the most important focus areas today. Agriculture and forestry have made the university well known. Organic farming, rural economy, biodiversity and environmentally friendly technologies are linked to sustainable management and Europe's climate goals. The goal of the university research is to form a full sustainable circle from using resources to waste prevention technologies and management. Bioeconomy brings new research areas, such as biofuels, metal-free construction technologies, fungal bioplastics, waste-free food production, to name some. What about students? We have 3,000 students on 43 curricula, including 10 international curricula. Academic studies are combined with practical approach and cooperation with enterprises to meet their needs for specialists and foster innovation. Our students value highly the supportive academic atmosphere, small study groups, labs and the compact campus. The university has attractive centers outside the Tartu campus as well. The Fruit Growing Competence Center in Polli develops and tests fruit varieties and maintains a scientific gene pool. The Järvselja Center is a scientific, experimental and practical training base for forestry and environmental protection students and researchers. The Limnology Center on Lake Võrtsjärv researches freshwater bodies and fish stocks. The Lake Museum gives an opportunity to study aquatic life. Nature collections are in the university campus. Our alumni are successful and 60% of them work in their specialty field. Alumni Association actively participates in the life of the university. The university considers significant that 90% of its 1,000 employees are satisfied with the quality of working life. The principle of equal opportunities is followed when recruiting staff and the age and gender balance is maintained. The Republic of Estonia has had 5 presidents. We are proud that 2 of them, President Arnold Rüütel and President Alar Karis, are former rectors of Estonian University of Life Sciences. You are welcome to our university to study, to research and to develop collaboration or just to visit.
Our facility has been known for 100 years for forestry research and management. Here you can see our history as items and as collection. Our facility also has our own forest that we do research on, and we get a lot of data from there, and this data is collected and measured here in this facility mostly. We study silviculture, forest ecology and data science, how to analyze this data we get from forests. For international students, we have a master program in planning and analysis in multifunctional forestry. Come study and make responsible and sustainable decisions in forestry.
Well, hello and welcome to our green campus here in Tähtvere district of Tartu. Well, the campus is not that green at the moment because we are in the middle of our very proper winter this year. It's rather white around here, but actually our students enjoy it a lot that we have all the 4 seasons so sceneable here in Estonia. Our winters are cold and very snowy. Our summers are sunny and warm, and autumns are very colorful. Spring is very bright in colors and everything blossoming around. Our students also value that Estonian air is one of the cleanest in the world, and the people here really care about our clean nature and cherish it a lot. And there are so many nature places that are picturesque to see. For example, our swamps and lakes and forests, islands, natural reserves to visit and explore. Also, our culture and our cuisine are very diverse. Our campus here in Estonian University of Life Sciences is very compact. We have 4 major study buildings, 1 sports building, and dormitories. And our students like it that we have a small campus, so they can easily walk from their dormitories to the lectures in less than 5 minutes. And all our foreign students are guaranteed a place at the dormitory as well. And there are a lot of activities in the campus. For example, in the sports centers, our students can join the gym, go to the sport classes, join the ball games or the professional sport activities, also enjoy sauna. And in our neighborhood, we have the Tähtvere Sports Park, where our students go to play disc golf or enjoy skiing. And next to it, there is an Emajõgi beach. Emajõgi is the river that goes through the Tartu, where we enjoy our warm summer evenings and days to swim. For our international students, we offer 4 programs that are taught entirely in English. 3 of them are master level programs, and 1 is the integrated studies of veterinary medicine. Veterinary medicine program is accredited by the European Commission and is our oldest and the most popular program. And 3 other programs are master level programs, and 1 of them is the landscape architecture. There are not so many universities in Europe that offer this kind of program, but here you can study this field, and the learning from our international teachers can be a very inspiring experience. And another program is rather new, but it has already proven to be very popular among our international students, and it is environmental governance and adaptation to climate change. This program has been developed in cooperation with Tartu University to bring together all of the leading experts in the field in Estonia for our students. And you have already heard about our 4th program, that is planning and analysis of the multifunctional forestry. And to learn more about our programs and how to apply and what are the requirements, please go to our webpage, that is www.emu.ee. And you are also most welcome to visit us as a foreign exchange student via your home universities.
Hello everyone, we are so happy to welcome you to Estonian University of Life Sciences webinar. Today we are going to talk about university, studies, our different programs and living experiences. My name is Mana and I will walk us through the webinar focusing on the items that I said, exploring our students' experiences. So here we have our international student, as you can see, already so diverse. And I would like to ask them some questions. But before I start, we will have a discussion with our international students. And after that, we have our special guest, who is the chief specialist from admission office and who will give a very important information regarding the admission process and application process. Please do not leave the room. And we have a Slido, the place that you can leave your questions, which is like a link below the screen that you can see. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So I can say Zahra, Noura, Benedicta, and Uzair. Welcome to this webinar. I would like us, before we start the questions, that you each introduce yourself. Like tell me and our audience that where do you come from, which program did you enroll, and also what is your background study. Please, Zahra.
Hello everyone, on-site and online. My name is Zahra, and I come from Iran. My now I should answer 3WS questions. That means I want to start with them. My background is about I studied architectural engineering, and now I study landscape architecture here in master level, and it's a field that design and the design and
engineering.
Yes, okay. Landscape. I study landscape now, and about my country is Iran. I come from Iran, and what's that? Finished.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
So hi, my name is Nora. I come from Finland, northern part of it, and I'll keep a little bit shorter, like Finnish people tend to do, most oftenly. I study veterinary medicine, and I'm on 3rd grade. And before coming or enrolling to the university, I used to train horses most of the time after finishing high school in Finland, Sweden, and Iceland. And now I have ended up here.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Hello, I'm Benedicta. I'm from Ghana, West Africa. I'm currently studying a master's program in planning and analysis and multifunctional forestry. My background is in laboratory science. So that was what I was into before I came here. I'm currently in my final year of my master's program. And I would just like to say that it's been a very experiencing and insightful journey so far.
Thank you.
My name is Uzair Aftab. I'm from Islamabad. That's the capital of Pakistan. I studied in environmental governance and adaptation to climate change. It's a 2-year program here. And my background is in mass communications. I have worked in media as well. And I really enjoy my time here.
Thank you so much. Well, as I said, very, very diverse students, and you are very welcome. I hope that your journey being like interesting and adventurous so far. So let's start with our questions, and I'm sure our audience also waiting for us to hear your experiences. I would like to I always remind myself that making decision coming to study abroad has a lot of challenges or adventure, and also require a lot of effort. And all of us have different stories when we are dealing with this journey. And it's very interesting also to get to know your journey, which is your experience that you share. So I would like to ask maybe Benedicta that tell us why did you decide to study here, and what did you like about Estonia and this university, and how it looks like the process for you?
Well, initially it wasn't something on my list. When I wanted to study abroad, my choice was Europe, but my focus was on Finland, Sweden. Yeah, those were the countries, and maybe Norway was what I was targeting. And then a friend was like, "Oh, how about Estonia?" I'm like, "Okay, where is that?" Because I've heard of it, but I didn't know where it was. And he was like, "Oh, it's close to Finland." I'm like, "Oh, okay, then that must be cool." So I started from the Dream Apply portal. I created my account, and then I started going through all the universities and then the courses. And then I found some that were of interest to me. And I think the first thing I did was to write a message to Vike to inquire more about the program and then all the requirements. So she responded to me, and then I started putting in my application and all of that. And so far, it was very interesting. I'm learning about forest. The forests in Estonia are not what I know back home. So it's been a whole new experience. I also had the opportunity to do my internship at RMK, which is the National Forest Authority or National Forest Department. And I saw very interesting things in the forest, like a moose. And it was my first time. And yeah, so in all, the learning experience has been awesome. There's so many things about Estonia that you would love. despite the weather being very new to me. I think it's also a nice thing because there's always a good side to everything. So you can also make a very good time out of that. And then EMU is a very welcoming place. The professors and lecturers are very friendly and ready to assist you with any questions or challenges that you may have. So I think it's the best decision I've made. I think it's the best school I have chosen because after I got here, I don't think I would have wanted to be like a different school in Estonia than this place. Trust me. Yes. So it's been a very good decision that I made. And I think that it speaks for itself from all my experiences and all the knowledge I have gained so far.
Mm-hmm. And coming from different culture, can you, for example, call this kind of experience the differences in nature and other things? Like, did you have any cultural shock in a way?
Well, yes, of course. Some things were quite shocking, but with time you get to realize that, okay, this is how life is like in this part of the world, and then you get to adjust. Food, weather, people being super, reserved. It's not like back home, people are always in your face. But I think I like it because people tend to, focus on their personal stuff and everybody gets some sort of privacy, which is also nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would like to ask this cultural shock also from Nora. Even coming from a very neighboring country,
yes.
Could you find like a lot of differences and which could like kind of feel?
I think there
society?
are certain differences. Absolutely, there are two different cultures, two different things, but there are also similarities. And I think like there has been always this like kind of like brotherhood between like so-called between Estonia and Finland, and I think the personalities and like how people react to certain things, like own space, you have your own land, and like personal space is a really big thing for at least in stereotypical way, but I think it's a little bit, there's some truth in it. So I think there are some similarities, but absolutely some differences also. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard to pinpoint what are those, because it's, for me, I have integrated quite well here. And I think there are some similarities, but also
it feels you like you feel home in a way, or close.
At least I didn't myself how do you call it, experience any kind of cultural shock when I moved here. It was more or less like, at least when I was younger, I have visited Tallinn and Pärnu many times, as a normal Finnish person does. And so I don't think I experienced like cultural shock regarding weather or like food or something like that.
Thank you. I think every journey, making the decision, moving out of the country, your like hometown or home country, and starting the new life has or bring a lot of challenges, and you might face ups and downs that you probably question everything. So I would like to ask Zahra that in your decision making process and trying to go through this procedure to come here, application, packing, and arranging everything, what were the challenges that you could actually face? Like, let's say, even when you arrive, or like your organizations, like accommodation, living cost, and transportation, and what did you find like challenging, and what kind of support you could have also from university, which could help this process?
Okay, for me, when I want to come here, I ask a lot from everybody from the university, and I search a lot doing via internet to get more information about here. So about my accommodation, I asked from the university, and they answer me, and they suggest me in the dormitory, and I'm really satisfied because my dormitory is really near to my faculty, and I don't want to pay any a lot of money to go to, for example, take a taxi to go to my university. And about the experience here, I want to say to compare to another country, European country, here the cost of living is so affordable, especially for the students. And before I come here, I know the Tartu is the town and a city for the student. So it's really good, and I really like this thing. And about my teachers or my professor, they are so supportive. They are like our friend, and they always ask me, Zahra, are you okay here? And it's not just about my learning. They want to get my feedback about everything, and because we should, to be honest, we should study here in English language. So they asked me, "Are you satisfied? Do you have any problem with it?" And I said, "Okay, everything is good. I really like it, and this behavior, I mean." And yeah, I really satisfied, and I recommend this university and country to go here and have a good experience here.
Maybe you can also add, Uzair, like what was challenging for you in the process and finding the same information, how you saw the support of university.
My experience was also pretty similar to Zahra's, that a lot of support is provided by the university. So, for example, Veike, I remember writing to you and asking for details as to documentation, what kind of paperwork is needed, and the responses were not just complete; they were timely as well. So you don't have to wait for your email for that email that you need for the information, and also in terms of the dormitory. That also was pretty straightforward. I think throughout the process, when you do your own research as a new student, when you are exploring what kind of degree you want to pursue, whether it is bachelor's or master's. In our case, it's master degree programs. You would see that Estonia, and especially EMU, Estonian University of Life Sciences, it makes the processes quite simple for you. Dream Apply, which applies to all universities. I think that also makes all the information that you need available to you as an applicant. So personally, I found all of that to be very helpful. Whatever was available on our websites on emu.ee. And Dream Apply, and also there's a separate website for dormitory. So yeah.
Thank you. In case you just join us now, please don't forget to leave your questions in the Slido, the link below the screen. Okay, let's continue. Nora, I really like you now to focus on the study program that you have. Let's see, like, how is the schedule, how your schedule looks like. And if you, for example, work at the same time or you do internship, how you see these, like the overlapping of a study and work, the flexibility of the school, how you can explain that in your study, if you can remind everyone about your programs.
Yes, so basically the first 2.5, 3 years are like pre-clinical courses, and those are the courses that you study all the theoretical part. Your nose is on the book many hours a day, and you have very theoretical things, and it might feel a little bit overwhelming in the first, but still, like, the more towards you go closer to the third year, fourth, fifth, and sixth, it gets much more practical. We get to go to the farms visiting, take some samples from the animals. We are more diagnostics and more like this practical learning where you need to know the basics that you have learned on those preclinical courses. Mm-hmm. And they're really important. And I am some of my classmates. I know that they are working meanwhile they're studying, but as the veterinary medicine itself is quite demanding career path choice, and the degree itself to study for it and to graduate, it's not a walk in a park. So it really requires a lot of time, and also I have decided to think my own well-being put it at first at also. So that's why I like doing sports, seeing friends, and maybe going out a little bit, and like doing what a normal university student does, plus study the veterinary medicine. I think that's really, really important to keep a good care of your own mental well-being, and taking the time for it as well. As I said earlier, it takes a lot of time to study for this, and some days in the first grade, especially, were from 8 to 6, for example. But now the schedule is getting much more looser, more towards we go to the end. So that's why it's like, I think it's really important on those, especially during those semesters when there's like very heavy study load that you have. It's like, I wouldn't recommend maybe going for, I couldn't, my personally, some people can do it. Good for them. I'm rooting for them, absolutely. But I couldn't myself possibly do it. But yeah, of course, then I work for the summers, and then in case I have the time during the January when there are between the exams, then I work then.
Thanks for your advice. I think it's very important to find the balance as students, and of course there are always priorities that we need to keep it healthy until the end of on the road.
And in the end, we're all individuals. For some people, it might work. For some people, it doesn't. You just have to find your own way how to manage the school and the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, that was a really good point, because I would like to ask Zahra, as I know your program is a block teaching module, plus is also distance learning. So it's for distance learner. How you see the challenge of this program, and how you can describe it, actually, the timetable and the programming of each subject.
Okay. It's my first time to have such experience because we have block system in our schedule study, and it's like we should take 2 or 3 subjects during our term, and after finish them we should start another one. And our week are and our subjects are somehow intensively. So we should focus just on 2 or 3 subjects, and for the students it's very good, because they don't this kind of study don't distract you, and you should focus on something. And for whom they can't go in person and take this subject, we have a distance study, so it's really good, and it works. And nowadays, after the COVID time, this kind of strategy is very good. And we can very good atmosphere, and because at the end of the term we don't have a lot of exam or a lot of things that we should upload in our university, and yes, it's very good.
Yeah, I heard in this kind of block teaching modules, usually you can focus on 1 or 2 subjects at the time, and then probably in the end of the semester, students are more free because they already hand in their works or they did all their exam. But that's probably, it has its own challenges too. Well, let's move on from the program and the study, and let's see, maybe Benedicta can tell us, what do you think about your after study, career opportunity or the next step for you? Will you be staying in Estonia, and what do you think? How do you see yourself after your study?
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, good question. Of course. After study, I will try to explore opportunities in the field of forestry. I don't know how it's going to go now, but hopefully something, interesting or something that I am interested in will come up, and something towards more towards like forest management and conservation. Yes, so hopefully I would be focused in that area. If I get the opportunity for something in Estonia, hopefully when my Estonian gets better or something, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Of course, Estonia has a lot of forest, so it would be a very, good place to start from as well.
Well, I would like to ask the same question from you, Zai.
Well, I graduated last year, and I recently got an opportunity to work in the communications function of our chair, where I'm helping with however I can help with public relations and putting the messaging out there for our department. So yeah, I got lucky in that sense that I got a chance to merge my background in working as a journalist with our chair of environmental protection and landscape management. So yeah, and that's where I am at the moment.
Okay, I can see that we have some questions. If you are ready, maybe I can ask some of them from you.
Okay.
I know that we answer some of them, but let's ask, maybe they ask, I know that I asked that question from Nora, but maybe like it's different from other programs. But we have one question that if the person who is applying asking, can I work during my studies in Estonia? So if your experience is different, so maybe you can express that.
I think with Estonia, unlike other countries here in Nordic Baltic, you have the flexibility, the freedom to work as many hours as you can, as long as your studies are not affected. Your grades are fine, so there are no caps, no limits. Unlike what you have in some other countries, where you can work a certain number of hours per week. No such limits in Estonia.
Thank you. Any other comments regarding this, or you agree?
Yeah, that's.
So one question from Nora, for Nora, what is the most difficult subject in veterinary medicine? And that person would like to know how the students study and how many hours they study each day, which you mentioned more or less.
It varies a lot. As I said earlier, it depends a lot of the semester. It depends a lot on the subject, and it depends on your own strengths and your previous learnings. What have you done in high school, or if you have what type of subject you have liked? Because we need to study, for example, biochemistry, 2 courses, and for me personally, that was hard because I am certainly not good in chemistry, but still. With like my classmates' help and with like support that I got from school as well, I managed, and actually I consider myself now pretty good at it. So it's just how do you face the challenges that you will get. And obviously we also have to study a lot of anatomy, and versus in human medicine when you have just, you have human and that's it. But we have horses, guinea pigs, rats, like etc., cows, pigs. We have to study, and there are differences between those in physiological and anatomical level. So it takes some time to do that as well. But we have amazing anatomy teacher, so I have no problem with that subject. So,
okay.
But studying during the hardest or like the roughest exam period, it can get quite high up from morning to evening.
Okay, well, good to know. Well, we have, there are some questions that I would say to our audience that it will be asked when we have our chief specialist from admission office. But what I can ask from our students here is like, any of you can answer. What are students spending their summer vacation doing? Like, what are you doing usually in your summer vacation? If does the school offer students any opportunity, internship, or summer school, for example?
Okay, there is opportunity to do internship. If you wish to, it's part of the curriculum. Like I said earlier, I had the chance to do my at the state forest office, and it was a very, engaging and wonderful learning experience. I had the chance to visit a lot of forests, all the way from the south of Estonia to the east and then the west. I went to Pärnu, I went to Valga, Ida-Virumaa. Yeah, so it was very fun. Saw different types of forests, different types of Natura 2000 protected habitat types. So there are so many opportunities. It also depends on you. If you are interested in, having an internship in your field, there are usually some webinars before it starts, and then you can sometimes they will send you possible companies where you can, apply to or try to do the internship, and then you can speak to your department, whoever is in charge in your department about the opportunity, and then once you have that, it will be a very wonderful one. So it all depends on your interest as well. But I would advise you to, make the effort to do the internship, as it's a very wonderful experience. You get to, put your learning into practice as well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have any of you ever tried to experience international internship? And if yes, did you have a good support from university for that?
My at least is coming ahead still. It's usually in the university practical that we are required to do. And there's large animals and then horses and small animals part. And this is usually done in a university. And most of the international group that I'm also in, as we do have Estonians and internationals, but the international group ones are leaving Estonia to do this practical. And most of them are going either Finland or then anywhere like Valencia, Torino, Zagreb. There's quite broad spectrum of places you can actually do this, and the school absolutely supports in our way to get to those places, places to do the practicals.
I can talk about my experience one summer where I got to do 3 summer schools from the end of May to end of August, because that's the time when classes are over, most of them. Technically, it is I think late June to August, but I got to go to Lahti in Finland. There was this urban living summer school for maybe 10 days. And then I also got to go to Lapland in Finland, got to see the reindeer. It was at the border of Sweden and Norway. We did a lot of science stuff with taking samples, water samples, looking at this glacier that has been melting very fast, because there were measurements that they have been making, and we were shown how they did it, and hands-on experience as well. And then one last summer school was here at Emu, and throughout this process, Two of them were from Erasmus, and I got a lot of support from our staff. Karoli in the international office was guiding me through every step of the way. So I think if you start early on, there is one summer in your 2-year, at least in ENGO, in the environmental governance program, which I studied. You can avail a lot of opportunities here in terms of summer schools. Internships, I did not explore as much, but summer schools, definitely a lot of them here at EMO.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very useful information from all of you. Maybe I would like to ask from Zahra, she's silent. Want to ask, what do students do on their days off?
On the days off, it really depends on your character. You know, for me, when I study times is finished, I really like to just go out and walking through the street and look at the nature, look at the trees, and get a very good atmosphere from this kind of things. Or maybe I can end up in a cafe and drink Estonian coffee. And yes, there are many things to do here, but you should pick up one of them, which is makes you happy. And maybe you prefer to walking through the river and look at another people. I don't know. And yes.
They usually say that Tartu is a very university town. City, not sorry, town. Do you think Tartu offering a lot of activities to students that in your day off you can actually just dive into different activities? Did you experience that?
Yes, especially this week. I think this is a students' week, and there are a lot of activities that you can find in a website. For example, the other day we have a very big concert, and it's about a lot of students in that place, and we have a very enjoyable time with each other and singing. And that's great. And after this program, I want to go somewhere to painting. It's a very good experience for me. So I would like to say you are so busy here, you can't find time, and you get depression or what should I do now? There are a lot of things to do here. Mm.
Yeah, and I think usually the EMU buddies do organize like fun stuff. Usually fun trips, fun game nights, fun food fairs and stuff like that. So there's always something to do if you really want to do, like she said.
I actually want to also add here, because I'm also part of the student union of the school. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of activities that the student union provide. And like, obviously there's this, Estonians like to be in their own group time to time. And then the internationals like to be their own group. And I think there has become more and more like this blending between those two groups. All the information that we have for our events that the student union, which also the body coordinators are part of, are also in English and in Estonian. And there's always somebody from the student union who can help to provide more information if there's any questions or whatever comes to your mind, basically. And there are like plenty of events, cultural, social events, sport events, like everything that you can imagine. Basically. So I think you're busy outside of your studying.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very diverse university. And it's very amazing that not only you see the university has the student union that organizing beside this international office. Also, some departments in institutions, they have like their own student union that they're organizing like smaller scale events. which is really good that I could see as a student also when I was, that I could see the reunion of these smaller groups and how they make it like bigger for students to get together, and their approaches or their aim is also to also internationalize or bridge between local students and international students, which should be a very good target. And so I have last question from the audience that they added, which any of you can answer. They ask about the living cost in Estonia. Let's focus on Tartu and how you can maybe just give that from your experience, and because you all lived or living in dormitory, and then general living cost, how was for you?
I think Zara mentioned that the cost of living is lower here compared to other countries, even though it has risen by quite a bit in the last 2-3 years. If you look at the stats, statistics, Estonia and other data providers. However, compared to other countries, so if you just look at the tuition fee, for example, our program, Environmental Governance and Adaptation to Climate Change, ENGO, the same program is going to cost you a lot more in some of the neighboring countries here. So the tuition fees is still quite competitive. And also because, when you look at the value proposition overall and the cost of living, there's housing, rent you pay, and the food, the groceries and stuff. Even all of that combined, if you compare that, and I would advise people thinking to apply here to do your own research. Google is your best friend. So if you compare that with Nordic countries and other European countries, I think you would find a very favorable offering here in Estonian University, especially at EMU. And specifically, if you talk about in euro amounts, I don't know if I can go into specifics, but
I think you quite mentioned. I think they get the idea of how modest is the living cost.
And I think we even the university provides information on that. If you apply, there are PDFs that you can go through, and where this many euros you spend on your rent. This is what you can estimate for groceries and food, transport and other miscellaneous expenses. I found the university to be really supportive in preparing us in that sense.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing your stories. It was really lovely to have you here. And maybe in the end, as you're leaving for the next step, and we will have our other guests, maybe we can all say a good luck in Estonian to our audience, which is Edu. So we can just say it 1, 2, 3. Edu. Please do not leave the room, because we are going to continue with our chief specialist, Vaike, for more questions. Okay, so now we have here our chief specialist from Academic Affairs Admission Office, and we are so glad to have you here today, Vaike. Hello and welcome. I think we go straight to our first manual question, and then we already have many questions that I can ask you, but you might cover it as we go. And please do not forget to leave your questions again in Slido, because our very special guest can answer very technical questions. Okay, so Vaike, I would like to ask about understanding of the application process. Like, what are the requirements and important document that it's always you found it problematic, that if they do not provide that? Like, what is exactly in the application process regarding the application itself and the document as requirements they definitely have to bear in mind in their process?
Yes, thank you. It depends on the program you are applying. For example, for veterinary medicine studies, you have to have at least highest secondary education. But to apply for master level studies, of course, you have to have already at least bachelor degree, bachelor diploma and transcript of records are these documents we require. But in veterinary medicine studies, I have to mention that you have to be eligible for university level studies in both countries, at your home country and also in Estonia. And why I am pointing this out is because in some countries it's possible to finish your secondary education with negative results. But in Estonia, it's not possible. And in that case, if you have negative results on your certificate, we can't accept you to studies in Estonia. And for master level studies, I already mentioned this bachelor degree, but also you have to have at least 60% of the highest possible cumulative grade average from your last studies. And documents we require, I suggest you to look our webpage because, again, it depends on our program or the program you are applying for. And also we have some country-specific requirements. Of course, we require education documents. Then we have online application platform we use was already mentioned here, is Dream Apply. And there you can upload these required documents, also identification page of your passport, and also as this all these programs are English taught programs, we require certificate proving that you are able to study in English. But again, there are specific tests we accept and scores we accept. I don't know these by heart. Then please, everybody who is interested can find this information from our webpage. I have some notes with me, some specific requirements. For example, for veterinary medicine program, this is combined program of bachelor and master studies. So for this program, we require ISAT test. This is International Student Admission Test. And without this test, nobody can apply. But for this year, this deadline to register to this test is already over. It was April 14. So for this year intake, you cannot apply if you have not taken this test already or you have not registered to this test. But you are welcome to do this test until May next year, and then you can apply for next year intake. Special requirement again is for landscape architecture program. For this program, you have to present portfolio. And for master level studies, we have interviews with all candidates. It's not possible to enter our program without seeing us or without this, that we see you before this.
Thank you. Very important information. And can you remind us about the admission period? Because as I understand, for non-EU is already over, and maybe it can be reminded to our audience, like what are the next deadlines?
For veterinary medicine program, non-EU candidates can apply if they have done this ISAT test or taking this at the moment, then they can apply till May 2nd. And EU candidates or candidates from EU countries, and I have a list of countries from where candidates also can apply till the end of May. These are Norway, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, Georgia, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and Turkey. If you are from these countries, you can apply until the end of May. And for master level programs, of course, unfortunately, this deadline is over to apply for non-EU candidates, and other can apply also until the end of May.
Thank you so much. What about let's move on to the tuition fee. We know that recently the number was changed. So what are the new cost of the study for program for all international ones?
Unfortunately, everything is going more expensive, and we had to raise our tuition fee also. So the most expensive is to study veterinary medicine. The tuition fee for this is 600 euros per year. And you have to pay this 6 years. And if life is going expensive, then we have to raise this amount of money by 10% per year. Then the second is environmental governance and adaptation to climate change, which tuition fee is 5,200 euros per year, and tuition fee for programs planning and analysis in multifunctional forestry and for program landscape architecture, it is equal, and this is 3,800 euros per year. And of course, candidates who are applying for master level programs have to pay also application fee, 100 euros. Without this fee, we will not see your application at all.
Can you give us a bit more information that when they apply, when they fill the application and they have to upload some documents, is there any exception that if, for example, one document has more extended deadline with the conditional offer, is there any exception during this application process?
Yes, of course. For example, for those who are graduating school this year, they can't have diplomas or secondary school certificate yet. In that case, they have to upload the latest grade sheet or transcript of records and letter from school stating that they are graduating. If everything is going okay, they will graduate this year. And by July 15, they have to send also all educational documents, diploma and certificate and final transcript of records also.
Thank you. And we have also, I believe that we have also scholarship opportunities. Can we know more information about that?
With scholarships, we are not very happy because we have 2 targeted scholarships for every program for candidates from Ukraine who are Ukrainian citizens. Our master level programs offer these scholarships from the beginning of their studies. But veterinary medicine program offers these scholarships only in the case if the candidates had to interrupt their studies in Ukraine due to the war. For master level programs, there are also 1 targeted scholarship for candidates not from Estonia for program landscape architecture, and 1 scholarship for candidates with EU citizenship for program environmental governance and adaptation to climate change. And these targeted scholarships mean that the candidate will receive tuition fee-free study place, but no living costs or extra money for cover living or travel costs is included.
Is there any other scholarship opportunity from Estonia?
There are some possibilities for master level studies, which is offered by Ministry of Education and Science. I guess that more information can be found also from our webpage, because by heart I don't know.
Okay. I would like to move on to some of the questions that audience ask. You talked about ESAT exam, and one asked that what score does that person need for this veterinary medicine?
I hope that nobody will get less than 150 points from this ISAT test. But if you receive at least 150 points, it doesn't grant you the acceptance to our studies, because if there are many candidates, we have to make ranking list.
Okay, very good. And another question is like the person asked, do my TOEFL or English certificate and background in computer science and MBA meet the master's admission requirements, or is a life sciences background mandatory?
This last part of the question, life science background, it's not mandatory. We accept everybody who passes our admission requirements. But this first part, TOEFL test, please see our webpage, because there are listed all our English language requirements, accepted tests and scores we require.
And maybe I can add here, for the different background that they are coming, I think for different background, what is really important that they check each program, and they're all explained, and you can easily see what kind of skills each program requires, so you can match it with your background. We know that our university is very international. So the question is like, what countries do the most of the students come from?
It's a very easy question, because our veterinary medicine program,
of course,
is very, very popular among Finnish people. So our most international students are from Finland. But if to talk about master level programs, then this is very wide range countries where they come from. As you saw, from India, Pakistan, Ghana, but also Nigeria, Iran, Cameroon, even from Mexico, United States, Canada. So it's very, very wide
very
range.
Diverse. Yeah, very diverse. Do you know how many foreign students do we have? Maybe right now?
Many. More than 300. But exact number, I don't know.
You don't know. No, it's fine. Okay, let me see. Well, you might know this answer. One asked, can I participate in the exchange program while I study at the university?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Can they enroll or participate in exchange program while they study?
Yes, of course. We have Erasmus Plus program, and all our students can apply for this program and find a place to go to do exchange studies. If they want, they can go to other Estonian universities. For this, we have separate agreements, but also, yes, between Europe, it's very, very popular.
And maybe, YK, you can also give us a bit more detail about the living costs by also just exploring how students live and also guiding them.
I guess that a place in double room in our dormitory costs, I don't know by heart, but was it 150 euros per month or something like this? So additionally, if you are not very, how to say, if you don't want to eat only exclusively in restaurants and you are ready to do food by yourself, then you can manage with 400 or 500 euros per month. And of course, if you want to take part in some events, go to concerts, museums, and so on, then you need a little more money.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us and answering some questions. It was very great to have some technical information. Thank you so much from participants online and on site. I hope we managed to answer most of your questions. And of course, you can still consider until 2nd of May. We have, if you remind me, for veterinary medicine, have like a deadline to apply, and until end of May, it's mostly for other master program that you have time to apply. So don't miss this chance. If you got your answer, if you know the technicality, so please follow. Please go to emu.ee admission page and read more about if you're coming from a different background. And if you like to apply, you can see all information is very, very clear. And if you have any question, you can contact our study office, which is study@emu.ee. Once again, study@emu.ee. And you can ask all questions as you have. Thank you so much for joining with us. Good luck with the process and application, and see you soon in next autumn in Tartu.